Hi there. Happy Tuesday. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Look at the cute little ring on it. Lisa bought it for me. If ever Shirley was going to come down and pick a shirt out for me, this is what Shirley would have picked out for me. Yeah. So I think she went shopping with Lisa to buy me. Let me suck in my bloat. That's what I'm calling my stomach now. I'm not thick. I'm not chunky. I'm bloated. How about that? Yeah. I mean, I really am. But that's neither here nor there. You can see me coming. I ain't sneaking up on nobody today. I love this shirt. I'm out there for the whole world to see. Come on, we gotta be quiet. I think they're still asleep. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, what? Tracy, words. Use them. I was listening to a song this morning, and in the song, they mentioned the word Richmond, Virginia, okay? Well, that reminded me of a trip I took with my mom to Virginia, and I just have to tell y'all about it. We ain't going under there when her car's under there. I ain't squeezing in by her car so you can go smell under her deck, weirdo. Anyway, so my mom decided that she wanted to go to Colonial Williamsburg. It's in Virginia. And it's a very quaint little town that is still set up like the colonial days. And it's a cute little town. It's a dark town, or it was back then, because they didn't have no street lights because it was still set up like Colonial Williamsburg. But anyway, so we drive. Now this is back in the days of maps. And you look at a map and it's, excuse my bag, it's only that far somewhere, so it don't look like it's that far. When in all actuality, it's a long way. So we go there and we see all the stuff in Colonial Williamsburg. And my mother laughed at me. Well, I was laughing too after I got through freaking out. But they had this, it was like a farm set up, and they had like a paddock, is that what you call it? And the paddock had a pig in it. I guess you would call it a pig pen, but a paddock I think is a small fenced area, right? I don't know. I make up words. But anyway, I've never petted a pig, so I go walking over there to pet the pig. I don't have any sense, and I don't have enough sense to be afraid of anything or think things out sometimes. So I go walking over to the pig, and I reach in through the fence to pet the pig. Anybody who has watched me for any amount of time, and especially my best friend Kim, will tell you, I don't like nothing on my hands. I don't like when my hands get dirty. I don't like when my hands get slimy. Now, I'll come out and work in the yard. I'll pull weeds. I usually put on gloves. But even if I don't and I want to pull up a weed, I'll do it. I just have to go wash my hands. Just get it off my hands. Get it out from under my fingernails and off my hands. But I'll do the job, okay? All right. Well, here we are out in the middle of nowhere at this farm, and I go to pet a pig. Of all animals, of all creatures, I'm gonna go pet a pig. Well, when I stuck my hand in there to pat it on top of its little head, it threw its head back, and it had crud, just crud, all over its snout, its nose, it's in its nose holes, it just everywhere. It got up under my fingernails. It was all over my hand. And I stood there with this look of horror, looking at my hand like, now what do I do? I was freaking out. My mom she couldn't hardly breathe. She was laughing so hard. I was like, it's not funny. I gotta find a place to wash my hands. So I'm like walking around trying to find a place. There wasn't no, there wasn't nothing. So when I got back to the car, I had to use one of our little bottles of water to rinse my hand off. I like to have died. And then we decided that we were gonna drive over to Norfolk. Norfolk? Sure, yeah. It was only an hour. It wasn't that bad. But we had to go on this bridge from hell. I'm just going to say it's the bridge from hell. Now, I don't like bridges anyway. I don't like bridges. The bridge, I think, besides this one that freaked me out the most, is the bridge that goes over the Pontchartrain. Is that what it's called, Pontchartrain? Because you're right there above the water. I didn't like that. I don't like those big high bridges where you have to go way up and then all of a sudden you stop and the bridge opens up for a boat to go through, a ship, a vessel to go through. I don't like those. I don't like bridges. I don't like them. I'm glad we have them. I'm thankful that my friend Peggy's husband is an inspector for bridges in the state of Georgia so he can keep them safe. He dives for a living. Can you believe that? What a job. Anyway, but I don't like bridges. So as we're approaching this bridge, and we're flying, we're just trying to stay alive with the level of speed that everybody's going. We're approaching this bridge. There's signs that read, don't slow down, don't stop, don't pull over. And I'm like, well, what if my car breaks down? I mean, you know, like, what am I supposed to do? And I could be misremembering some of this, but all I know is those signs said, keep moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. And I white-knuckled that steering wheel all the way through that bridge. Now, the terrifying part of this bridge was it went underwater. Yeah, it went underwater. And all I could imagine was that little crack that was dripping water was finally gonna be like, that's it, we can't do it anymore. Whew. That was a day trip we took, and we went to the beach. It wasn't the kind of beach I thought it was gonna be. Hold on. Okay, y'all, it's only 7:15 and I'm already in the car to go to work. It takes me like 7 minutes to get there, but I woke up at 5 again. Why can't I just sleep in to 6? Okay, so anyway, when I say the beach wasn't what we thought it was going to be. So, you know, when you go down to Tybee Island, it's a beach. When you go to Panama City, it's a beach. I know that we didn't go to the right place. I mean, all we did was drive to Norfolk, I don't know. And we looked at the beach, which I think the tide was in, and it was in the fall. So it was off season anyway, and it was kind of cold. So basically, we drove over there, looked at the beach, and turned around and drove back to Williamsburg. I was like, well, that was kind of a wasted day. However, we did drive by Newport News, which was cool to see. My mother was a very dramatic person. She was always so like, look! I mean, you know, she's very excitable. Yeah, she was like that. She was very excitable. I am just like my mother, except in that way, I'm not as excitable. She screamed one time so loud when we had a new couch delivered that the neighbors heard her. And you know why she screamed so loud? Because of how big the couch was. I was like, why are you screaming? The man who was working on building the screen den porch, we had all become friends, and he came running inside, and he was like, what's wrong? And she said, look at it. And he was like, what? She said, look how big it is. And he was like, what? She said, the couch. And he was like, okay. He turned around and went back outside. Anyway, so when we drove through Newport News and she got to see all of those ships in the harbor, it was cool. It was very cool. But anyway, she got very excited. What else did we do? It wasn't a very long trip. I don't remember what else we did besides Colonial Williamsburg and then Norfolk. Am I saying that right? I don't know. It's Norfolk, but I think it's pronounced Norfolk. Kind of like Yorkshire. It is not Yorkshire. Although we have a dog called a Yorkshire Terrier. Should it be a Yorkshire Terrier? Probably so. But anyway, back to my story. All right. So then we decided we're going to go home the Blue Ridge Parkway. It was only that far on the map. It was 5 hours from Colonial Williamsburg to the parkway. And then, once we got on the parkway, it was a very long drive. And we were ready to get home. And it was twisting and turning. And we pulled over at one of those little things that you can pull over at. And she looked out over the Blue Ridge Mountains, because that's the beauty of the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can see all the mountains, and the road is like this, and It's just crazy. But she's like mouth wide open looking at the view, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Well, after driving 5 hours to get there and then driving several hours, we were finally in Cherokee, North Carolina. And I was like, I cannot drive one more minute because I'm exhausted. So let's spend the night in Cherokee, and then we'll get up and go home in the morning. Because Cherokee, my gosh, that was a hawk that literally just skimmed my windshield. What is it with these birds? Ah, God. So we stopped at this hotel. This might get my... I'm going to spell it so it doesn't flag anything to mark it inappropriate, because people are so... I don't know. Anyway, it was called the Red Skin Inn. I mean, this was back in the 90s, before all the cancel people. Anyway, yeah, Red Skin Inn. That's the name of the hotel that we stayed at. Y'all, we found out the next morning the Holiday Inn was right down the street. We didn't go far enough. We were tired, and we just wanted a place to stay. Well, when you went in the room, the bed had a dip in it. I mean, that's how old this hotel was. I didn't care. I was exhausted. The bathroom had a window in it, which was terrifying. I was, yeah. I mean, take care of business if you have to. The room didn't have a phone in it. I mean, Gideon had left his Bible, but he didn't leave a phone. We had to go out to the parking lot to call my dad, because we didn't have cell phones. This is before cell phone days. So I went out into the parking lot and put the money in the phone thing, the quarters in the phone, and I called my dad. There were men in the parking lot drinking, laughing, cutting up. He was like, "Where are you?" And this is what I'm going to spell. I said, "Well, we stopped at this place in Cherokee called I'll say it, but I'll separate it, called the Four Skin Inn." My dad said, "You're where?" I said, "We're at a hotel in Cherokee, and it is called the Four Skin Inn." He said, "That's the name of it?" I said, "Well, no. The actual name of it is Red Skin Inn, but the other feels more appropriate." Anyway, then he talked to Mom, and then we went to bed, and thankfully we survived the night in the Red Skin Inn and got up the next morning to go look for breakfast. And that's when we saw this beautiful Holiday Inn, and I was like, we could have stayed there and probably had a phone in the room. It was scary. It was scary. But then we got lost, like I do everywhere I go. We got lost. I couldn't figure out, I don't know where I was, but anyway, it took us forever to get home from Cherokee. It should not take that long. I mean, I could probably get to Cherokee in 3 hours now. I mean, mostly because I've been there way more. But back then, if I went to Cherokee, I was in the back seat of my parents' car. I wasn't driving. But now I know the way because I've been to Gatlinburg so many times, and I've been through Cherokee to get to Gatlinburg. But anyway, not the point. But that trip was so fun and so, I don't know, monumental. It was monumental. But we had a great time. But yeah, those are some of my biggest memories. Was the pig assaulted me, and driving under that long bridge that goes under the ocean. It went under the ocean, or a bay. I don't know. Like I said, this was in the 90s, so some of my memories, well, yeah, sure, could be skewed a little, but yeah. But we always had fun because we both loved Creedence Clearwater Revival. And I would put my tape in the tape player We might have been to CDs by then, but we would listen and we would sing all the songs. When that cotton ball get rotten, you can't pick very much cotton. Anyway, well, now it's 7:24 and I'm gonna be super early to work. Ugh. Y'all like my new shirt? I love it. It's got Shirley's name all over it because she just used to always tell me to wear bright colors, and I'd be like, I don't want to wear bright colors, Mama. And she said, why? And I said, because people see me when I wear bright colors. I don't want to be seen. And then I got to an age where I had trimmed up and was working out and all that stuff, and then I started wearing brighter colors, and then I stopped wearing brighter colors. I like brighter colors. I'm just not drawn to brighter colors, you know what I'm saying? But I love it. I do. I love every single color in it. I love these things right here. I told you every time. What is that? Oh, I was seeing that sticking up and I thought like I had something hanging out. I don't even know what I was about to say. It's got them sexy sleeves where you show your arms a little bit, but the right part of the arms. I can show this part of my arms. I just don't want to show that part of my arms, you know. I can do it like that. But that's muscle. Look. Look at all that muscle. For real though, that is muscle. It does have a little bit of fat over it, but that is a muscle right there. My brother-in-law, I went into his house one time. That's my sister's house too. I don't know why. He's one of these people, and I worked with a man, his name's Junior, and he's one of these people that they walk up and they squeeze your arm. I mean, just squeeze the fire out of it. And he squeezed my arm and he was like, dang girl, that's a muscle. I said, you got that right. I do have muscular arms and legs. They're just encased. They're being protected. I'm delirious. I'm Dolores, as my mom would say. I'm completely Dolores. But I'm not being Felicia, so that's all that matters. Anyway, I guess I'll go to work and just be super early. Maybe I'll go in and get all my cleaning done early. Because I am also the maid. Yeah, I have to clean the office. Part of my duties. But I was raised when they say, this is your list of duties, and the sheriff's office had this saying, and all other duties as assigned. Whatever needs to be done, I'm getting paid to do it. I'm getting paid to wipe out a sink and sprinkle some stuff in a toilet. I mean, I don't care. I am not above cleaning a toilet. I am above petting a pig that's got crap on his nose. I don't think we got a picture of that because I was the one that had the camera, so she probably wouldn't have got a picture of it. I have always been the one with the camera. Yeah, but let me give you a little bitty hint. Don't ever think that just driving from Colonial Williamsburg to the Blue Ridge Parkway and then home to Georgia on the Blue Ridge Parkway is going to be a quick trip, because it is not. It is not. But the Blue Ridge Parkway is worth seeing. It's amazing. All right. I'm still sitting in my driveway. I'm going to work. I'll see y'all later on the next Tracy Tries. Remember that I love you and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon, because this world's gone crazy and people be crazy, you know? I'll talk to you later. I put on my, I put on my frosted lipstick because I felt so 1960-ish with this shirt on, so, and these big earrings. Okay, bye. Did you hang up yet? Okay, bye.